Alex Jones is back on Twitter. Alex Jones is back on Twitter. I repeat, this is not a drill. Alex Jones is back on Blood Clot Twitter. And I have to be honest, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it in the slightest. I'm not gonna lie. Now, it could be because I am a fucking, I'm a sucker for psychos, right? I love a crazy. I love a delinquent. I love a public freak out. I love a fucking breakdown. I love a breakthrough. I love a schizo. I love a psycho. I love a sociopath. I love it all. Watching these type of people from afar makes life worth living. If we're all milk toast and normie, boringy type of people, I think these people are meant to be here on earth to provide us with endless, countless bits of entertainment to kind of point from afar and just laugh. If you don't take them too seriously, these guys are legitimately the kind of real life version of WWE wrestlers. You know what I mean? They provide us with non-stop live theater every single day. I fucking love it. I enjoy it. So I'm not too mad at it too much. And to be honest too, if you're Elon and you have this idea, because Elon Musk has always spoken about his acquisition of Twitter, now he's calling it X. He's always spoken about it as like an imperative for humanity, right? He basically thinks that we need to have a platform that is free speech first, and that also can be the quote unquote public square of the world, right? Where you can basically say and do whatever you want, within reason, right? Without breaking the law, and people won't get cancelled or get deleted, or the voices won't get silenced, whatever it may be. And I have to be honest, ever since Elon took over Twitter, it actually has been a far more enjoyable platform to use. Like, maybe it coincided with me spending more time on that platform than Instagram, but I've had way more fun watching psychos all come back on that fucking platform than I ever did before. Because I think beforehand it was way too left leaning, way too kind of safe. People didn't want to get their accounts cancelled or get themselves banned and shit, so people weren't really letting it hang the way they probably should do. So now you're seeing some proper crazy, almost neo-Nazi-esque accounts being fucking boosted on the algorithm on a daily basis. And I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of cool to see how psychotic and crazy those people are on the other side, to listen to what they say, how they view the world. They're these accounts. I stumbled on Twitter as well, that they use accounts. I'm not sure if you guys have seen it. They're kind of like neo-Nazi accounts, right? But essentially, they're like anti-immigration, and they always post images of like Austria, Sweden, any place that doesn't really have a high population of fucking minorities, and they'll use those as examples of like, this is how nice the world can be if like we close the borders, right? If immigration wasn't a thing, if you had to stay where you were born from originally. And these accounts are all over Twitter. They're super funny because they'll usually have some like, Roman god or whatever, or maybe a picture of Julius Caesar as their fucking avatar or some shit, right? Or the guy from 300, right? But it's pretty fun to see these guys talk in real time and see what they're on about. So I'm not really too mad at it, to be honest. I guess if you're not a fan of Alex Jones, especially when it comes to conspiracy stuff, especially when it comes to his response to Sandy Hook and the way that he legitimately terrorized those parents of those, poor children that died in that fucking tragedy, I can see why you'd be spitting feathers, especially when you think that he's going to be getting a lot of fame from this. He's definitely going to be making a lot of Elon bucks on this because, Alex Jones, before he got banned on all social media platforms, if I'm not mistaken, he was the number one guy on YouTube, innit? If I'm not mistaken, he was the number one guy on YouTube when it came to super chats and donations and shit. So he's going to absolutely make a killing on X, when it comes to the views, when it comes to the fucking Elon bucks. So if you're a parent of those kids that got slain in fucking Sandy Hook, you're going to be pissed. If you just don't like him in general, if you think his conspiracies are dangerous, all this sort of stuff, you're going to be angry. But if you're someone like me, just like enjoying watching the world burn, you're going to be fucking loving this, and I'm loving it. And I've also have to give props to Elon. Even though his acquisition of Twitter has been a bit up and down, you have to give him ratings for sticking by his principles, sticking by his word. Right? He said he wanted X to be a freedom of speech platform, and he is doing just that. Right? And what they say, the real kind of definition of freedom of speech is letting people you don't agree with say what they want, right? I think that's what that someone said, something along those kind of lines, and that's what essentially he's doing, because I guess even he's a little bit conflicted about bringing about bringing Alex Jones back. So the fact that he's allowing Alex Jones to be back on the platform, I think is fucking crazy, but I love it. I'm not gonna lie, it's crazy, but I fucking love it. So let's read the actual article here, courtesy of BBC on it. It says conspiracy theorist returns to X with Andrew Tate reposts, right? It's a trifecta of the good dudes, right? A trifecta of the fucking great dudes, the greatest dudes of all time. Fucking hell. Let's read the article. Conspiracy theorist Alex Jones returned to X, formerly Twitter, by reposting a message by controversial influencer Andrew Tate. Tate's message praised by both Jones and Elon Musk, claiming we're back. His account was reinstated after a poll by Musk, with 70% of roughly 2 million respondents voting to lift the ban. That's a pretty democratic vote, I'm not gonna lie. 70% of people voted for him to come back. That's a huge majority, mate. Jones is most notorious for falsely claiming the 2012 Sandy Hook school shooting was staged, which still goes down as, honestly, I don't know. He must have been drinking way too much Jameson or ingesting way too many of his fucking vitamins to say that. Why did he, honestly, like, legitimately one of the most insane takes from Jones ever, to be honest. He was ordered to pay 1.5 billion in damages to family members of the victims after courts found that he had caused them to be subjected to harassment and death threats with his false claims. Jones, who founded the conspiracy theorist website InfoWars, was removed from major platforms including YouTube and Facebook. I'm still can say I didn't like the coordinated deplatforming of Alex Jones. I thought that was really odd and gross. The fact that they all kind of did it one by one after each other. I think the first was obviously YouTube, was a bit weird, but he only has himself to blame. He really has himself to blame. He really only had himself to blame. He was banned from Twitter in 2018 for breaching the site's rules and abusive behavior. Andrew Tate, was this also, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't he also banned because of that video that he did when he went, who was he harassing? He went to some restaurant, he started harassing somebody. He started following people around and shit. Remember, that's when he started to do those kind of videos where he'd just go and try and ambush some politician or something, or some lawmaker or whatever, while they're out and about and shit. I guess obviously that's not going to go down on most platforms. That's definitely against TOS. Andrew Tate was previously banned from website, having his account reinstated last year. A self-proclaimed misogynist influencer who's facing trial in Romania, charged with rape. He's also defended Jones in a social media post on Saturday, claiming hero. Elon Musk brought X in October 2022. In one post, he cited the death of his 10-week-old baby in 2002 as a motivation for not reversing the ban. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Elon said in one post he cited the death of his 10-week-old baby in 2002 as motivation for not reversing the ban, writing, "I have no mercy for anyone who would use the death of children to gain politics or fame." So I wonder what changed then. He said that, and he had a kid that was stillborn. Or no, so what's stillborn? Well, he had a 10-week-old baby that passed away. I wonder what happened then. I wonder what changed since that point. Because it's not like bringing Alex Jones back on the platform is going to bring back fucking advertisers, right? We know that's not going to happen. They're already running away from X now because of what Elon's been saying about the fucking, the Jews and shit, right? They're not liking that at all. So it's not as if like Twitter's like a safe haven for advertisers. So I wonder what was the thing that made him think, hey, I'm going to bring this back. I'm going to bring this guy back. I wonder what changed his mind. But on Saturday, Musk asked users to vote on whether Jones should be allowed to return, a repeat of the move which saw former US President Donald Trump's account reinstated last month. Mr. Trump has only posted once since the ban was lifted. After Musk posted a poll, Jones shared a video online in which he called for his supporters to vote in favor of the ban. Jones' old account was reinstated hours after the poll ended. Responding to one user on Saturday, Musk said he vehemently disagreed with Jones' statement about Sandy Hook, adding, "But we're a platform that believes in freedom of speech, or are we not?" He said the move would be bad for X financially, but principles matter more than money. You have to give Elon some props for that. There's not a lot of people that do this. There's not a lot of people that are principally in this position that would take their principles to this level. Like, that's why I kind of also have to give a lot of props to fucking someone like a Kanye, right? The fact that he would legitimately light his career on fire, right? And get himself like, you know, get the fucking the Adidas deal cancelled, the thing that made him a fucking legit billionaire, just because he wanted to fucking hate Jews in public, right? In peace, with no consequence, or without being told to shut up. Like, you have to respect those people because they're willing to risk it all. There's a clip at the moment going around of somebody asking Kevin Hart during a live like NBA thing about that NBA player that's currently going out with some teenager, and I think he asked him randomly, and then Kevin Hart is like stuttering all over the place. It goes to show like some people are legitimately beholden to their corporate interest that essentially support their lives and whatever it may be and put money in their pockets. But there are some people out there that really don't give a fuck, and this is a definition of not giving a fuck and having that FU money, doing what the fuck you want, because I would assume because Alex Jones is so fucking nuclear, right? Because he's so fucking, he's so radioactive, it's pretty safe to say this might tank X. It's pretty safe to say bringing back Alex Jones on fucking X might actually tank that company. And that's the only sad thing about it. Same with the Kanye. As much as I rate Kanye and I love him, and I do respect his, fearlessness in wanting to say what the fuck he wants at the risk of, harming himself, I don't mind that. The issue I have more so is that it affects the people underneath him. So there was that story with Ye where the Yeezy factory, I think in Italy or somewhere, there was a specific Yeezy factory that they built specifically to kind of, to essentially help them keep up with the demand of Yeezys. The Yeezys were doing so well, the Adidas factories couldn't make enough. So they made a Pacific factory just to make more. And all those people in that factory basically lost their jobs because, Adidas decided to fucking cancel the deal because, Ye went on his fucking anti-Semitic fucking world tour. So that's the only thing I have an issue with these guys. Like, it's the ones that are employed underneath them that get the brunt of it. So all those guys and girls who are left at Twitter now, they're the ones that are going to suffer if X goes down, because Elon's fine, right? He's one of the richest people in the world. He's not really going to suffer long term for it, but they will. So that's the only issue that's sad about it. But again, you have to give Elon some props having those principles and morals going forward. Anyway, I wanted to also check when I was Googling around. I wanted to also see what did Alex Jones actually say about Sandy Hook. So I kind of quickly checked online and I found this article courtesy of New York Times. Now, New York Times isn't the greatest source of information when it comes to this sort of stuff, and they're probably going to be very biased when it comes to how they're going to react or respond and talk about Alex Jones. But I want to see or kind of have a refresher of what he actually said about it, because this might give some context as to why people on X now are really flipping the lid that Elon has reinstated him. So let's see here. It says Alex Jones began lying about Sandy Hook shooting within hours after it occurred and continued until he was sued. That's the first thing that kind of stood out to me. I didn't remember that he started lying about it from the beginning. I thought it was like he waited until the information came out. There was some dodgy bits of reportage. Maybe he saw some different videos, whatever. The fact that he started to lie about it straight away is fucking crazy. But anyway, let's continue. But because Mr. Jones was removed from virtually all major social media platforms in 2018 and refused to provide evidence of Sandy Hook litigation, lawyers for the families had to dig deep to show the jury what he actually said about the shooting on his radio and online show. Some of the clips existed on other social media platforms accounts, and some were retrieved from old InfoWars feed unearthed by Dan Friesen and Jordan Holmes, whose comedy podcast Knowledge Fight and analyzes Jones's mendacious broadcast and his role in American conspiracy theories. So a podcast, a essential hate channel, was the reason why he got taken down, because they had a record of everything that he actually said. Crazy. Mr. Jones said Sandy Hook's commentary went on for years. Here's a small sampling of what he said. Here's what Alex Jones said during the time. My gut is, with timing and everything that happened, this is stage. And I've been saying for the last few months, get ready for a big mass shooting, and then magically this happens. Folks, we get private investigators up on Sandy Hook right now because I'm telling you, this shit stinks to high heaven. Jesus Christ, Alex Jones. We're sorry for everybody's losses, whatever. We're investigating this though. It's a phony as a $3 bill. You've got parents laughing, ha ha ha. Then they walk over to the camera and they go boo hoo hoo. And not just one, but a bunch of parents doing this, and then photos of kids that are still alive that they said died. I mean, they think we're so dumb. Why did Hitler blow up the Reichstag? To get control. Why do governments stage these things? To get our guns. This guy is a psycho. Oh my God. You thought, so the government would willingly kill kids to take guns off from law-abiding citizens? Is that what he was trying to say? Yo, conspiracy theory guys are just crazy, bro. When you go down this road, it's just too much. I can't. You know what I mean? You can, I can entertain the flat earth stuff. I can talk to you about fucking aliens and shit, suppressing that evidence. I'm on board. But when you try to get me to be on board and try to say that a mass shooting with kids was a false flag thing, like, or was a ruse to kind of get people's, like, I have to be out. I tap out then. Flat earth, aliens, all that shit, I'm on board. Lizard people even, I'm on board. But using kids? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Why can't people get that through their heads? I watched the footage and it looks like a drill. After Robbie Parker, whose daughter Emily died at Sandy Hook, gave a news conference the night of the shooting, Mr. Jones said the following. Jesus, what did he say here? You know, after you lose a daughter, they put you on some antidepressants or something. But I thought those take a month to kick in. I mean, it's like, look at the absolute satisfaction. Like she's about to accept an Oscar. Yo. If you're that woman, if you're that mum, you probably have to really resist the urge to just run this guy over, innit, if you see him outside the courthouse. If he's telling you that you were on fucking Xanax while you were speaking about the death of your fucking daughter who died in a tragic fucking school shooting, right? And then he's trying to tell you that you were looking like you're about to accept an Oscar, you have to resist every urge in your body to run him over when he walks out of that courtroom. Because what? Yo, Alex Jones, bro. It looks like he's saying, okay, do I read off the card? He's laughing. And then he goes over and starts basically breaking down crying. Jesus Christos. So, that was what he said at the time, right? And then, of course, I decided to go on Wikipedia. There's also an article here that kind of speaks about the conspiracy theories regarding Sandy Hook. There's a whole fucking list of them, but there's a specific section on here about fucking Alex Jones, right? And it says it right there, right? So let's see what Alex Jones claims. In 2014, conspiracy theorist Alex Jones, who runs website InfoWars, had previously claimed that the murders were a false flag attack perpetrated by the government and made a new conspiracy claim that no one died at Sandy Hook. That was the one that really got me. Because at the time when it happened, I thought he was saying that the government basically did the shooting. They're the ones that, it's like the whole conspiracy theory that the US government was involved in 9/11, right? So they're basically, I thought that's what he was saying. But his actual conspiracy was that no one died and that all the parents were crisis actors. Oh my God, bro. Oh my God. I don't know how any of those parents didn't have an opportunity or didn't even try to put their hands on him. Because if he's saying this about me and I'm going through this moment in time, people always say, again, you know, I don't have kids, but people always say when you have kids, it completely changes you. They become your whole life. You will do anything for them. Imagine your kid dying in this way and then this guy is mocking the death and talking about it in this way. Honestly, how could you not want to just go and choke him to death the moment you see him? Forget a court case. Like, honestly, just take a bat to the back of his head. Because what? No one died. Okay, cool. And these kids are tiny as well. So imagine, like, anyway, whatever. No one died because the uniform crime reporter showed no murders in Newton for 2012. And that the victims were child actors. This claim is false and misrepresents the FBI report. In reality, because the Connecticut State Police was lead investigator after the attack, the Sandy Hook victims were included in the Connecticut statewide record under state police miscellaneous, rather than under the Newton statistics. In November 2016, Erica L. Lafferty, daughter of Dawn Lafferty Hochberg, the school principal, who was shot and killed at Sandy Hook, wrote an open letter to then President Donald Trump, published in Medium and USA Today, calling upon him to denounce Jones. After Trump had appeared on InfoWars during a presidential campaign and lavished praise on his presenter. Yo, Americans, you had it tough, innit? You had Trump going on TV saying how much of a good guy Alex Jones was while he was questioning the deaths of kids at a school shooting. Great. Saying that the conspiracy theorists had an amazing reputation. amazing reputation and pledging not to let him down. He ended up didn't let him down, didn't he? Didn't Trump turn his back on Jones? It was so funny, man. Oh my god. On 20th of February 2017, the Newton School Board wrote to President Trump and urged him to recognize the murders of 26 people at Sandy Hook and to remove your support from anyone who continues to insist that the tragedy was staged or not real. Trump did not respond to the letter. Of course he didn't respond to the letter. He can't even read. On April 16, 2018, parents of two victims of the shooting sued Jones in Travis County, where Jones Media Company is based, for $1 million each, blah, blah, blah. So you see it, right? And there's also a video. Let's watch the video of some of the stuff that fucking Jones was getting up to. Just presented courtesy of the Law and Crime Network. Emotional Sandy Hook's parents recall harassment after Jones called him a crisis actor. So you can see some of the beautiful things that Jones has said and what we're going to be, what we're going to see and hear on fucking Twitter, because he's going to go crazy as well. Don't think now he's been reinstated he's going to be chill. It's going to be one post a day. He's going to be spamming the feed. He's going to be, because he's a content machine. Alex Jones, InfoWars is a content fucking machine. The guys who work behind the scenes at InfoWars, they are like fucking Marines when it comes to content. So he's going to be on your timeline every single day. So if you don't want to see him, make sure you ban everything about Jones, but he's going to be out here. So let's hear what he said, or what was presented in court during the whole time.
It looks like he's saying, okay, do I read off the card? He's laughing, and then he goes over and starts basically breaking down and crying. So let's show that clip.
Somebody's there, and they're getting ready to make come to the microphone, so listen to her. Okay. My name's Robbie Parker. My family is one of the families that lost a child yesterday.
I'm sorry, but I'm watching a video. You can't see if you listen to the audio side, you won't see this, but it's a video. They're showing a video of a parent of one of the kids that died, and he's talking on camera, and to me, it just looks like somebody that's clearly going through shock. If you've seen somebody that's in shock, that's trying to gather their words, trying to choose their words, trying to sound somewhat eloquent, whatever it may be, that's somebody that's clearly going through shock. So for him to see this and see crisis actor, it's crazy. Because I just see somebody clearly going through a very stressful, panic-inducing time and trying to keep himself together while he talks about the tragedy that happened and still trying to make sense of it all in real time. It doesn't look like a crisis actor to me.
I haven't touched this. Okay, all I know is they're seizing on it. They staged Fast and Furious. They had a Gunners of America. I said on my own show, Larry Pratt, they staged Fast and Furious that killed thousands. Our government, to like the Second Amendment, they stage anything.
Mr. Parker, what I'd now like to do is play a portion from Alex Jones's deposition given earlier this year concerning the same video.
Let's go to 47B.
It looks like he's saying, okay, do I read off the card? He's laughing, and then he goes over and starts basically breaking down and crying. So let's show that clip.
My name's Robbie Parker. My family is one of the families that lost a child yesterday.
I haven't touched this. Okay, all I know is they're seizing on it. They staged Fast and Furious. They had a Gunners of America.
No, you have touched it, right? Because you put it in slow, right?
Are you saying we doctor this to say?
I'm saying that the footage that you just showed have been put into slow.
He's so red. He's like a literal tomato, isn't it? He looks like a literal tomato.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Parker, did you see Mr. Jones smirk when he was watching you come up to give your statement?
Yeah, I noticed that.
Are you aware, Mr. Parker, that you're not the only parent who Mr. Jones referred to as an actor?
Correct.
Let's play additional testimony from Mr. Jones concerning that same video.
Any objection, Judge?
All right, Mr. Jones, I want to bring up exhibit number 47. Do you recall publishing a video in January of 2013 in which you reported to your audience on the Sandy Hook shooting?
No, I don't recall.
Okay, so for the record, we're going to be playing 47A.
People who've been coached, people who've been given cue cards, people who are behaving like actors.
You refer to people who have been coached, right?
Yes,
Who are you referring to?
people like Parker and others.
You know you were talking about Mr. Parker as being one of the people who was coached, right?
Yes, I think that's who we're alluding to.
And you're referring to people who have been given cue cards, right? And are you referring to Mr. Parker there?
Yes,
And
others.
and people who are behaving like actors, right? And there you're talking about Mr. Parker, correct?
Yes.
And do you recall who else you believed was behaving like an actor?
I mean, there are a lot of people.
In terms of individuals, okay? You said people who are behaving like actors. You're referring to Robbie Parker, number one, right?
I'm not gonna lie, I watched the deposition before, and one of the things I didn't like about the deposition and just his court, appearance in general was just how slimy and how much he refused to take accountability for what he said and how he said at the time. That's the thing that really kind of was glaring to me. It's like, I didn't mind Alex Jones before, but when I saw he was trying to kind of avoid taking any accountability or responsibility for what he said and the harm that they might have caused some of the parents and shit, that's when I was like, you know what? This guy might be a piece of shit. As much as he might be right on some conspiracy theories here and there, maybe over time, the fame, whatever it may be, or maybe just him as a human being, he might be absolutely a piece of absolutely irredeemable shit. But then again, should a piece of shit be banned from every other platform on earth? Probably not. Maybe if you do a certain crime, maybe that's where the line should be drawn. But should you be banned from a social media platform because you're a piece of shit? I don't think so.
Yes.
Okay. And you're referring to other people as well, correct?
Yes.
2013, Robbie, can you describe for the jury what your mindset was and how to deal with all of the threats and harassment that were being directed towards you and your family?
I mean, I've been taught that, you don't engage with a bully. If somebody's bullying you, you ignore them, and eventually they get tired and they leave you alone. And that had worked for me in my life. And so that.
And this is the same guy, by the way. If you're watching this video, this is the same guy that was featured in the video that Alex Jones said he was a crisis actor. And now, again, I know it's a long time. I know it's 2000 and whatever it was, right? Then when it happened. But still, this guy looks like he's been through it. This guy looks like somebody who's clearly had a very stressful and, and hard to deal with life ever since his fucking child passed away in such a tragic way. Like, you can just look at it from the look of his face, even the way his voice sounds. So for Alex Jones to say this guy is some sort of, he's been method acting for what, 20 plus years is insane, right? That they could find an actor who's good enough to play that role for 20 plus years, like a sleeper cell that's also a Hollywood level actor that's able to play that role for 20 plus years. Come on, man. Come on.
That was kind of how I approached this. We just need to just weather this storm. And they're mad and they're upset and all this is going on. This is a big news story right now. But it's going to die down and it's going to go away. I remember a conversation that I had with my friend Brad, who had been managing the Facebook page, and he was begging me to, we need to do something. We need to say something. We need to.
Big up T Fantico. T Fantico, he says, okay, I like your show, but I'm going to call you out. Please give an example of its exact quotes on Sandy Hook. Did you see the first bit? Didn't we read the quotes here? They're there on New York Times. Didn't he? All this stuff is about Sandy Hook, no? There's quotes here, and there's also some information, and I guess links to some of the stuff he may have said here too, on the Wikipedia. Or am I completely wrong? Is there other bits that he didn't say? If there's things he didn't say, let me know in the chat, and I'll double check them. But I'm pretty sure this account here, courtesy of New York Times, is a brief description. That's the title of the article. Is a brief description of what he said at the time about Sandy Hook. It's all there. My gut is saying with the timing and everything that's happened, this is staged. And you know I've been saying this for the last few months. Get ready for the big mass shooting. Maybe he didn't say the name Sandy Hook, but at the time he was talking about it, right? Folks, we get to a lot of investigators on Sandy Hook right now because I'm telling you this stinks to high heavens. It's a phony as a $3 bill. We're sorry for everybody's losses, whatever. We're investigating this. Like, what else are you to see? Again, if I missed out on this, I want to know. If I got this wrong, then please let me know in the chat. Please give me like some tips or links, or maybe point me in the right direction, because this is clearly clear what he said here. It's on bullet point form, and there's a whole Wikipedia thing on it there. There's clips that they're showing in a court case about it. There's other articles you can find online too that talk about it too, I'm sure, if you Google around. But it's there from what I can see. But yeah, let me know if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, please let me know in the chat.
To post something, or we need to combat what they're saying. And my response to him at the time was, you know, these are just people who are taking a break from looking for Bigfoot. After a few weeks, they're going to leave us alone, and they're going to go back trying to find Bigfoot. Like, we're not going to say anything. And so on the Facebook page, how we were handling, because it was so inundated. It was so inundated, and people were messaging like the administrator saying, aren't you guys going to do anything about this? And we had 8 people that we had allowed to be administrators on the page.
Big up Uche. Yeah, that's the thing though. I'm surprised that I would assume if you're an Alex Jones apologist, you're probably more pissed off that he got banned from all the platforms the way he did. And you also maybe contest the notion that he should get banned for having an opinion, right? That's, again, it's a stretch, but I'd imagine if you're an Alex Jones fan, you're probably like, he should not be banned for having an opinion. He should not be banned for having a conspiracy theory about these, however tragic and horrible and distasteful and lacking in tact and whatever it is, right? However, maybe even downright evil it is, how they saw conspiracy theories about children getting slain in a school shooting. He shouldn't be banned for it. I'd assume that would be your point of view. I wouldn't think you would be thinking he didn't say those things. Like, there's record of it. There's videos of what he said about Sandy Hook. It's there in 4K, in 3D. You know, you can see loads of information about it. So I find it odd that that's the hill that they want to die on. I think if you're not down the free speech absolutist hill, I'm with you. Because I'm a dicey person too, and I'm clearly a person that likes psychos. I like to see freaks say freaky shit. So I don't mind having a social media, having social media platforms that are just free for all, right? People can say and do whatever the fuck they want, and the chips fall however they may. I hate the idea that basically social media platforms are beholden to their fucking corporate, investors and shit, right? And advertisers, basically. That's the whole reason why you can't say or play certain things on YouTube, because of the ads, really, for the most part, advertisers. I'd like there to be a platform where you can just say and do what you want, but I also don't want to live in a world where if you say and do what you want, you start to cry when people don't want to listen to you. I think you should be, I believe in being free speech absolutist, but also I believe in consequence culture, whether that is right, where if you say what you want, you should should also be able to put up with the ramifications of it. Don't start screaming about it's like Andrew Tate. Don't start screaming about the Matrix is out to get me when you want to say whatever the fuck you want and you have a dicey past. It kind of comes with the territory. Do you know what I mean? Don't play the victim when you said some crazy shit. You do say crazy shit. You push the line. That's what comes of it. It's just part and parcel of the game. That's what I believe in personally. But again, I could be wrong.
Who just spent as much free time as they could report, ban, delete, report, ban, delete, report, ban, delete, trying to get rid of this stuff, just to try and get it far enough down on the page so that if anybody came to the page, the first thing they would see would be something about Emily and not all of this filth. And then by the middle of January, I finally just turned the page off. I couldn't I felt like I couldn't protect Emily's name or her memory anymore. So I had to get rid of it.
Throughout 2013, after you turned that page off, were people still able to reach you?
They were able to, yeah, in a number of ways, whether it be by phone or by email or by letters to my house or through my own personal Facebook account.
What steps did you take to try and ensure that your daughters, Madeline and Samantha and Alyssa, and you were safe?
I mean, the first thing, I didn't even know about privacy settings and stuff like that, and I didn't realize that I had, left myself that exposed on social media, and Facebook was the only social media account I had. So I changed my privacy settings, and I didn't realize that they could still get a hold of me or try and contact me through other ways on social media. As far as my girls, all I could do was pray for them and pray for our family. And I didn't want them to ever be exposed to this, and I didn't want them to know what was going on. As far as me and Alyssa,
Hey, the fuss. You said post and ghost. B, you're going to hell. The fuss said post and ghost. You are going to hell. Post and ghost. Honestly.
I shared with Alyssa what I felt like I could, or what I felt like she had told me that she could handle. She made it clear that she wanted to know about stuff, but not too much details. There was a contact with the FBI. Her name was Ashley Hall. We had been introduced to her at one of the meetings that we had. And so I would forward stuff to law enforcement. And the other thing would just be try to report this stuff. I would report it to Facebook. I would report things to YouTube. I was pleading for their help.
Did there come a point, Robbie, where you felt like in order to protect your family, you had to move from Newtown?
Eventually, yeah. And that was, it's not as easy as a decision as some people might think. We had this family here of people who knew exactly what we were experiencing, meaning the other victims' families. And I didn't know if I could move anywhere in the country and find that kind of a support system. But I was so ashamed in my belief that I had brought this on everybody, because I was the first person that said something. I was the person that laughed. I was the person who was being targeted. And by that, as we see, it went to everybody. I became they, and we all became they. The they that he talks about. That was all of us.
Anyway, you get the gist of that. Let's move on to the next bit of the post, which I want to speak about, which is the most interesting part for me. So he's now back, obviously reinstated on fucking X. Most of you know this by now. And he did he did a interview with Elon Musk, like a Twitter Spaces, which I've been on for the most part. I think I fucking love Twitter Spaces. If you're into football and shit, it's a great place to go and debate football after your team's won or lost and shit. So I'm always on fucking Twitter Spaces ranting my face off. But he was on a Twitter Spaces with Elon and a few other people, and he was asked about, what he said about Sandy Hook and shit. So I want to play that clip as well, because this is really interesting to get Alex Jones's actual impressions now that he's been reinstated on X, and how he felt about the things he said about Sandy Hook and the parents and the victims and shit. So let's hear this. This is taken from his interview on X with Elon Musk and a few other people too.
So, I honestly don't really know you, and you don't know me, but, one of the questions I really have to just get out of the way, and you've probably talked about this already before, is the whole Sandy Hook thing. And because it's not like, obviously, if somebody's sort of denying or that murders of children, that's not cool at all. And so just what exactly did you say, and what is going on with that situation? I would like to actually hear what did you say? And yeah.
Well, Elon, thank you for allowing me back into the public square so that I can actually tell the world.
Oh, that voice. You think it's that voice, man? That fucking voice. Elon.
What really happened. So, and I hope this is the last time I'm having
Probably not the last time,
that I ever.
but still.
Yeah.
What's worse, Alex Jones's voice or Elon Musk's laugh? Elon Musk's laugh or Alex Jones's talk? What's worse? Or voice, what's worse?
Okay. I don't know how much. Would you like the short answer or the medium answer or the long answer?
I think at least the medium answer.
8 inches.
Look, I guess people just want to know, like, obviously it would be like heartless and cruel to deny a school shooting of children, or to attack the parents or anyone who is involved. It seems that would be, just incredibly mean and cruel, frankly. So it's sort of that's I think what a lot of people are upset about, or at least they think that is the reason to be upset about.
I see what Elon Musk is doing now. Elon's trying to reduce the severity of what Alex Jones did by categorizing it as mean and cruel. Because if it's mean and cruel, you can then attach to it this idiom or this idea that he has around free speech and say, we should have free speech on this platform because we shouldn't ban people for being mean and cruel. That's not enough reason, because if it's mean and cruel, then half of Twitter would get banned, because Twitter is basically the platform to be mean and cruel. I see what he's doing there. Very clever. Very, very clever.
And if that were true, I think we would rightly be upset with you.
Yeah, yes, sir. Well, please let me then just tell you what really happened, okay? And if you want me to send you a dossier with clips,
dossier of clips.
Post it to your account,
Send me a dossier and clips. Oh, by the way, did you hear about Brett Weinstein? Is it Brett Weinstein? Allegedly, Elon blocked him. Elon blocked Brett Weinstein because he kept spamming his inbox with, I don't know, documents and links about fucking COVID and the vaccine's not real and CDC. Like, Elon had enough and blocked Brett Weinstein, and now he's complaining and whining about it on podcasts and shit. I saw a clip on YouTube the other day. Imagine the amount of unsolicited emails Elon gets from his brigade of sycophants. From Rogan to fucking Brett to, the other one, Eric Weinstein, whatever his name is. And these guys, they must love sending him fucking documents and shit. He's like, bro, I'm actually running a company. I don't have time to read your fucking dossiers or your links. You know what I mean? Just say what you want on X. I'll see it when I see it.
Yes, sir. I will do that. So let me tell you what happened. I'm a guy that didn't go to college. I mean, a few years of community college. I started out on Access TV 29 years ago. I was not professionally trained, and by 2016, I had 30 million viewers and listeners a day conservatively. I was the biggest show, as big as Rogan is now or bigger, and I had a very small operation and did not even understand how powerful I was. And so when that event,
I'm just a small man with a small platform, with my small little white voice and my small little millions and millions of fucking donors and fan bases. Look at Alex Jones trying to be a victim. Look at him. I'm just a small, insignificant man living the American dream, sharing my American opinions with my American fan base. I didn't know it would get this far.
It's called the school shooting, which I do believe happened 11 years ago. The internet exploded, and it was a top story for off and on for years with all these professors and former school safety people and all of them saying they believed it was a drill. And I simply covered them covering that. What was entered in court against me in both cases where I was found guilty by judges, kind of like in New York, there's a judge in Trump's.
Come on, Alex. You didn't get done because you covered people that were talking about that fucking school shooting being staged. Come on. I was just covering them. I'm just an aggregator of news. I'm just a fucking... I'm just a platform. Fuck off. Why is he lying? You're inserting your opinion. You've got a whole list of your fucking opinions here. There's a whole list of what you said. My gut is saying the timing and everything this happened, it's staged. Like what? He's such a fucking liar.
Case, not even a jury, in his real estate case. And then years later, after Trump got elected and after I was deplatformed, it made me bigger. And so suddenly I would wake up and there would be sometimes 100 articles or more a day, every major news channel.
He woke up and he was bigger. Is he talking about his vitamins or are you just talking about the story?
Saying that I was currently saying nobody died, currently sending people to their houses, currently peeing on graves. I didn't even know these people's names. I only said one of their names ever. Now,
what? Did he pee on someone's grave? I want to see this. Did he piss on the graves? Where is this here? Hey, Sandy. Yeah, there we go. 2022. Yahoo News. Yo. Alex Jones has some absolutely psychotic fans. A Sandy Hook harasser desecrated a child's grave. Another threatened to dig it up. Oh my God. After conspiracy theorist Alex Jones repeatedly lied that one of the Americans' most deadly school shooting was staged, parents of the victim said that they got letters threatening to desecrate the child's grave. Oh, threatened to. They didn't do it. Okay, see what I hate about these headlines. They threatened to desecrate the grave. They didn't actually do it. One person who sent a letter to Mark and Jackie Barden, whose 7-year-old son Daniel was killed in 2012, claimed to have urinated on the child's grave. Hold on. One person who sent the letter to Jackie and Mark said that they urinated on the grave. So someone did piss on the grave. In another, so I guess pissing is not desecrating. What's desecrating? Shitting. I guess shitting is desecrating and pissing is something else. Okay, whatever. All nasty. In another letter, someone threatened to dig up Daniel's grave to prove he doesn't exist. His parents testified in Jones' trial. Oh my God. Daniel did exist. He died along with 19 other children and 6 adults in the shooting and is now one of the subjects of the defamation trial. Jones already lost the case of defamation lawsuit. Sorry, Jones has the worst fans ever. Oh my God. Jones has the worst fans ever.
Now, I believe their children died, and I understand all that.
Okay.
But I'm saying,
oh, thanks, Alex. Oh, thanks. You believe my child died now, do you? Let's go back to that 1 minute, one more minute. And whatever, you know. This guy, bro, and whatever. I believe their children died and whatever. This guy. Let's go back to a bit. One more minute.
After Trump got elected and after I was deplatformed, it made me bigger. And
Pause.
So suddenly I would wake up and there would be sometimes 100 articles or more a day, every major news channel saying that I was currently saying nobody died.
Oh, by the way, has anybody noticed he has the same sort of thing he talks about like Andrew Tate? Andrew Tate's like, I'm the biggest guy on the platform, the most hated man in the world, the most searched man on Google Trends. These guys have a fucking addiction to like fame, innit? They love like notoriety, they love clicks, they love Google Trends. Similar to Bert Kreischer, he does that too, innit? They're obsessed with their metrics. They're obsessed with like how much exposure they get online, innit? It's almost as if they're like, it's almost as if they do it on purpose. It's almost as if they say crazy shit on purpose to get under people's skin, to round them up so that it benefits their bottom line. And in Alex Jones's case, he just wants more money to buy himself more bottles of Jameson, more steaks, more fucking ladyboys, right? And keep it moving, allegedly. Oh, I'm getting it now. They probably don't even believe what they're saying. It's all for the money. Andrew Tate is for the cars and the really, really tight trousers and the loafers. And for Alex Jones, it's the bottles of Jameson and the women that might have men parts. I get it. I fucking get it now.
Currently sending people to their houses, currently peeing on graves. I didn't even know these people's names. I only said one of their names ever. Now, I believe their children died, and I understand all that.
Okay.
But I'm saying, imagine I was not deplatformed. No mention of.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like Kyle K20. Exactly, seeking validation. Exactly, Uche. Validation is the one, and also, I'm not gonna lie. When I saw that quote of Alex Jones saying that he was essentially his own crisis actor, it was all like a stunt, it was all like a character. He's not real what he said when he admitted in court. That broke my heart. I'm not gonna lie. If you're gonna be crazy, die crazy. don't pretend it's a grift. Don't say it's a prank. I'm acting. I was only joking. JK, lol, lol. No, no lol. If you're gonna be crazy and you're gonna do this fucking psycho grift, you're gonna do this conspiracy theory thing, die on that hill. Don't pretend it was all a game. It was all a prank. That broke my heart when I saw Alex Jones say, "Oh, it's all like a game. I'm doing it to be a character. It's not real."
Of the school shooting in Connecticut, for like 6-7 years. Then they go back to my timeline, and it turns out it was a big New York PR firm, Democratic Party. They dredge it up. They run hundreds of articles, sometimes a day, but a week for over a year. Suddenly, it becomes a big story again.
What's the PR
Then
firm?
people, pardon me.
Which propaganda firm was this?
I forget.
PR is public relations is a propaganda word for propaganda. So I think we should call
Yes.
PR firms propaganda firms, because that is in fact what they do. So what propaganda firm was this?
I will find the name as soon as I'm off, because I can't do today. I'm like,
all right, Elon, we get it. Fucking hell, Elon. PR firms are propaganda machines. All right, buddy. Okay.
you got to do 2 days at once. I can't walk and chew bubblegum, but I will post it to the to X, because after they got their $1.5 billion judgment and asked for 2.67 trillion, that the GDP of India, I'm not joking, folks, that's Bloomberg. They then came out and bragged that they had quarterbacked the whole thing. They're one of the biggest. They do the UN's PR,
Okay.
and not that they had quarterbacked, quote, destroying Alex Jones. And so I did question it. I did say at times I could see that. I'm not going to even say it now. They'll take it out of context. Say I said it again.
Hey, yo, what's this nigga even talking about? Didn't they ask him to explain the Sandy Hook thing? This is what he's really good at, innit? I don't know what that tactic is, where you say a lot of words, you say a lot of things, so it kind of confuses what somebody said when they asked you a question. And then by the time you realize what you asked them, the time's already gone and things have moved on now. It's like, bruh, you're just saying stuff like, answer the fucking question.
I did have, what they entered in court on me was 23 minutes of video and audio over 5-6 years. We did an audit. I hadn't talked about them when they sued me for 2 years. I refused to talk about it. I apologized when the PR firm got involved, and I didn't know who it was at the time. It was just all the news. I said, hey, I thought it happened.
Yeah.
I said it happened. I decided it happened 5 years after it happened.
Lies.
So I said, I'm not the Sandy Hook guy.
Oh, thank you.
It turns out some of these
How
experts
nice of you
that said it didn't happen are crazy. They made up stuff. I said, I believe it happened. And then they spun it and said, oh, now he admits he lied about it. So it isn't who I was. It's kind of like they've done with you, and you did nothing like I did. I mean, I did question it. I did say a few times that I thought it hadn't happened, but I didn't turn the knife. I didn't really think about it. I thought about how I was talking about the internet with YouTube videos with 30, 40 million views that I didn't make.
Sure.
It was a hot topic that would come back from time to time. But no, I was not the creator of it. I was not the progenitor of it. I was not the guy pushing it.
Yeah.
And then I kept saying, no, I believe it happened.
Look at him trying to point at other people, trying to throw people under the bus. I'm not the only one stealing. He's stealing too. Have some fucking integrity. Have some dignity. If you're gonna go out and say some wild shit, die on your fucking wild shit sword. Don't point at other people who may have said the wild shit also. And who cares about them? You're the biggest platform. Of course you're gonna get fucking dunked on. Of course you're gonna get fucking spanked. What did you expect would happen? This fucking guy, man, he's so full of shit.
And they went, aha, you now admit you lied for money. So what's not true is I never made any money off of it.
Oh,
I
come
barely
on.
ever covered it. It's not my identity. And it's just like they misrepresent what you say.
But that's the problem with Alex Jones, though. He's right. Sandy Hook isn't his identity. He is, a conspiracy theory guy that covers all conspiracies. But because he decided to die on that weird hill, that is now going to define his legacy. That is, it might not be his identity, but it definitely is going to be his legacy. That's his own fault. So he has himself to blame for that.
Take one little thing and twist it, and then say you need to apologize for it, and then they just keep hammering it and hammering it and hammering and hammering it. So I've been desperately. I mean, in fact, I'll post it to X if you want. There's over 100 apologies.
Yuck, man. Look at him trying to cuck up to Elon. What the fuck, man? Come on, Alex. Have some class. There's people in the room with you as well. Yuck, bro. He's trying to suck up to Elon so bad.
Sure.
that I've given over 100, in fact, probably 500. Every show I go on, they ask this. I apologized on Joe Rogan's show 5 years ago. I apologized on Patrick Ben David's show 5 years ago. I mean, these are prominent ones. I apologized on every show, and I'll say it again.
I apologize on T5K, but there's a guy on that show, Brendan, and I don't want to be rude, but that guy is a legitimate redact. It's as if like he was dropped on his head when he was 2 years old, or maybe even 5. You think I'm dumb? That Brendan Schaub guy? I'm crazy.
Guys, that I just gave my commentary, because I'm really just a guy that a talk radio host, so I do that on the internet. I just take calls and interview guests, and that I play devil's advocate. And if that
look at the oversimplification of his job, the oversimplification of Infowars. I'm just an honest guy that takes calls and presents the news. Honestly, he's so full of shit. I just take calls, help old ladies up in the street, give money to homeless people, you know? I adopt some African babies, right, with the flies over their head and shit, right? Shut up, Alex, you fucking liar.
hurt people's feelings, I apologize. But I did not send people to your houses. I did not pee on graves. I don't know any of the stuff that went on. And then when they had the trials, after I was found guilty, trials on damages, there was
I did not pee on graves. If you have to say that aloud, you're having issues. Your Honor, I did not pee on graves. I did not desecrate the graves. I did not do doo-doo on the graves. I did not do number 1s or number 2s on the graves.
There was never any video of people peeing on graves, any video of people at houses. There was an FBI agent who was there that day at the tragic event in New Haven, Connecticut. At Sandy, I can say the name. He was there, and he didn't have an FBI vest on, and his gun was pointed the wrong direction, pointed upside down. The internet questioned him. When he got on the stand in Connecticut, my lawyer said, has Mr. Jones ever said your name? No. Has Mr. Jones ever put...
Hold on. The guy's badge was upside down. That's why he questioned his... Hold on. I have to rewind that. Did he just say the FBI agent's badge was upside down? So he questioned if he was real or not. What?
After I was found guilty, trials on damages, there was never any video of people peeing on graves, any video of people at houses. There was an FBI agent who was there that day at the tragic event in New Haven, Connecticut. At Sandy, I can say the name. He was there, and he didn't have an FBI vest on, and his gun was pointed the wrong direction, pointed upside down.
What? So the whole conspiracy theory revolves around him seeing an FBI agent on TV with their gun the wrong way up in their holster, I'm assuming. Come on, bro. Come on. Come the fuck on. Come the fuck on. Come the fuck on. The whole reason why you questioned the Sandy Hook thing is because you saw an FBI field agent who responded to a tragic incident where kids were killed. He probably saw their dead bodies strewn all over the fucking classroom. Bloody walls, right? Tragic fucking sight to see for anybody. Probably still processing it. And who knows why the gun was upside down? Maybe the stress, maybe the anxiety, maybe the nerves, whatever. You fucking, what's your thing called? You host your fucking gun the wrong way up. Oh, what a crime. Now that's a proof that I'm a conspiracy, that I'm a fucking crisis actor. This is some sort of a government ploy to take away the guns. Come on, Alex Jones, man. This guy's full of fucking shit. Honestly, you have to be really missing some chromosomes to legitimately think that this guy is not lying. He's lying about this. Maybe not other stuff, but when it comes to this, he's fucking lying. Hands down. This is like Brendan Schaub level of lying. You know what I mean? Like I used to sell fucking comic books outside of from my mother's fucking, wardrobe, right? Cupboard, whatever, right? Her walk-in closet. Like, what? Okay, cool.
The internet questioned him. When he got on the stand in Connecticut, my lawyer said, has Mr. Jones ever said your name? No. Has Mr. Jones ever put your picture on the internet? No. Have any of his hosts done it? No. Has InfoWars ever put your picture out or said your name? No. What happened to you, sir? One man, he said, called me at my offices, like 7 years ago. This is like 8 years ago now. and asked me if I was really an FBI agent. The jury gave him $94 million that doesn't exist. 94 million, never said his name. So I challenge people to find me say any of their names. I said one guy's name, and I apologized to him on the stand. The thing had probably 100 million views.
As that Beyonce track goes, say my name, say my name. I never said anyone's name.
It's on 5 or 6 different YouTube videos of him smiling and laughing before he walked to the mic. I played the clip one time and said, yeah, that looks like he's an actor. I did not attack him, did not come after him, did not say his child didn't die. And look, I don't want to fight with him, though. I said to them in a deposition, I said, I will chop my pinky finger off with a meat cleaver right now. And I will, if you'll just leave me alone and stop saying I made hundreds of millions of dollars off of you and stop saying I'm attacking you.
Honestly, the fucking nerve of this tomato-faced behemoth of a guy to tell the victims of Sandy Hook, who he harassed, to leave him alone. I would fly over that courtroom and drop kick him in the face. You're telling me to leave you alone? You fucking piece of shit. The fucking nerve of this tub of lard. The fucking nerve of this guy. Leave me alone. Are you for real? You're harassing us. You fucking piece of shit. Oh my God, Alex Jones is a fucking piece of shit. I swear to God he is. But I still love to have him back on X.
So it's very simple. I have become, and I know what happened. The media ran a year of articles attacking them in my name, saying things I never said as a straw man, enraging them against me. And then, so they've been
the king of straw man, accusing others of being straw men. Yeah.
Victimized. They've been manipulated by a PR operation. And so I would love to come on X with the families. I'd love to raise money on this show or your show, Elon.
He wants to get back on X to raise money to pay for the fucking lawsuit that he has, right? Like he has to pay, what was it, 1.3 billion, they said in the article. Was it 1.3 billion? What's that BBC? Was it 1.3 billion? What did they say? How much was it? Yeah, 1.5 billion in damages. So he wants to go back on X. He wants the parents to help him. He wants the parents of the kids that died in that tragic school shooting that he mocked and harassed and questioned and sent his sycophant fans after, to help him raise money to pay the damages that were awarded to them. Nah, this guy deserves to get kicked in the fucking nuts. He deserves to get kicked in the fucking nuts. He deserves to get kicked in the shin. He deserves to have a fucking eyelash pulled off or something. He deserves a real good fucking scene too. Fucking hell. I hope they help me. I hope you burn in hell, you piece of shit.
Or any of them. I'd love to come on here and raise them $10 million for gun safety awareness next week. I would love to. I would love to be in an open panel with them. I would love.
Okay.
Okay, Elon. Yeah, okay. Anyway, to end the fucking segment, talking about fucking Alex Jones, right? This fucking huge tub of lard. We also have to play this clip because this also does maybe represent why some people do like Alex Jones and why they want him back on the platform. Because, you know, even though he's a piece of shit, even though he's an irredeemable piece of shit, even though he's somebody that, you know, you wouldn't fucking waste 2 breaths on, he is really funny. And this is a clip of him being actually funny. So this is maybe some of the humor we might be seeing soon coming forward on fucking, you know, Twitter and stuff going forward. This is Alex Jones in rare form.
I'm going to issue the Bill Gates challenge. You've heard of the ice bucket challenge, all the rest of it. If the earth is overpopulated, and Bill Gates is right, he's got some points. If Bill Gates gets a 44 Magnum on air, shoves it in his mouth, and blows his brains out the back of his head, the next day, after it's confirmed he's dead, I will blow my brains out on air. So you can do another ice bucket challenge, Bill, at your house, where you dump gasoline on yourself out of a bucket, because you want to go out with a bang, right? And maybe you strap TNT all on yourself, if you back Islam, and then you dump gasoline on yourself, Bill, and then you light yourself on fire. How about that?
Okay. It's like, what? So that's what you're gonna be seeing soon when Alex Jones returns back onto the fucking Twitter. Like, what the fuck? Honestly, oh, I fucking love it. I fucking love it. I fucking love it. He's so fucking insane.